said it felt like 2015 a little bit with the way they were defending that pick and roll when you and Draymond. I mean, was it kind of flashbacky, and how different it was the way they were defending it than usual?
Yeah, it was. It was very reminiscent of kind of coach's first year, where, and even before that, I'm sure they watched a lot of film and saw how open I was getting off, high pick and rolls in transition, and wanted to try to take away that early offense. But we were able to get it, Draymond in the teeth of the defense at the free throw line. Got Dre some open threes. You got Clay, some weak side opportunities. I was able to finish a couple, I think, early, and from there the ball was moving. And it's just different. Teams like to switch. Teams like to, I guess, I wouldn't necessarily play softer, but try to kind of corral me with the ball a little higher up, and try to take away that three, which is fine. That's why Draymond was able to make all those plays, and we try to use that to our advantage.
The stuff Steve was saying, he didn't really consider this your best, considering turnovers and some shots not falling, but you still found ways to impact with the obvious numbers and your presence. How did you kind of see that?
Yeah, I mean, every game's not gonna be pretty, and I love being held to that high standard. That's so kind of keeps me motivated when you can look at that line and find things that I can do better, which I already, nobody needs to tell me that. I already know. A couple of dumb passes, not really handling the maybe a 2-minute stretch in the fourth quarter with the ball, handling those possessions well. So, I just try to stay patient, stay aggressive, take my shots when they're there, and understand that as the game goes on in the 30 whatever minutes I'm out there, that I'll be able to get my teammates involved, get my shots, play aggressive, do what I need to do to help the team win, and have that presence that kind of gets us going.
They had kind of fought back in the third quarter and tied it midway through, and then you guys got on a bit of a roll late in the period, and you hit that deep three with 56 seconds. How important was that going into the fourth to kind of put the game up?
Oh, it was important. They're a talented team that was scrappy, and they have a lot of weapons. And we want to blow every team out. We want to have that kind of 48-minute just flawless effort, but it's not always going to happen like that. But kind of, like I said, in the third quarter, if you just throughout the course of the game, if you just stick with the program, there's going to be those moments where we just hit the gas, pedal all the way, to the floor, and have those kind of quick bursts, and especially starts when we get stops. And I think we had a lot of breakdowns in the first half, myself included, that gave them a little bit of momentum and confidence, and they carried that over to early in the third. And once we got a couple stops and got the momentum on our side, it's kind of lights out from there.
Steph, how does your knee feel now, and how did it feel in the first quarter when you activated it?
I mean, it's fine. Some wear and tear stuff. Everybody's got bumps and bruises. We got some of the best athletic trainers back there that get you right. All sorts of taping mechanisms and things that can try to get you back out there on the floor pain-free. So that's all that was.
Steph, did you anticipate Draymond passing up that wide open layup to give it to you for 3? And does that put more pressure on you to feel like you have to make that 3 because he passed that up?
All the above. I told him after that possession, I messed him up because I was real thirsty on that possession, and I put my hands up like passing the ball for no reason, because he had a wide open layup, and then I forget who was defending that possession, but they were kind of right in between. They didn't really commit to Draymond, didn't really commit to me, and so once he saw my hands go up and knew I had made a couple shots before, I think they were just planting the seed, and it was all disaster from there. So I got to do my part. If he's going to trust me that much to shoot a terrible shot like that, I got to make it. So really, that's all on me. Because we're not talking about it if I make it.
Everyone's been talking about your footwork all night. Do you sort of think of yourself as dancing when you're on the floor to a certain degree in terms of your footwork?
I work on it a lot, like, in the summertime, and how I get my shots off, because, if you try to have a quick release, you got to always be in balance. And so if you're coming off a screen, facing half court, you got to catch and turn. and be in balance to get your legs underneath you, or if you're trying to do a combo move or something and you go into your shot. If you got slow feet or have shaky balance, then it throws your rhythm off and your consistency. So wouldn't say I don't have like wide receiver feet where they got the quick jabs and they can change direction and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm always in balance, and that's what helps me get my shot off quick, stay or have solid rhythm through my shot, and be able to handle the ball and try to be creative to create space and get into my shot. So I will not take Draymond's advice of doing Dance with the Stars, but I'll just keep shooting jump shots.
Steve said he told you and Steph at some point in the first quarter that felt like 2015 all over again, the way they were playing you in that pick and roll. Did it?
It did feel like 2015. I hadn't saw someone guard the pick and roll like that in a long time. It's pretty fun, like that. Just being able to make plays. That was good.
How about the floater particularly? I think you hit 3 of them tonight. It's not something you've gone to a ton this year. Have you been feeling more comfortable, or was it just how they were playing?
Well, they haven't played me like that this year, so that's kind of all, comes with the way they guarded the pick and roll. I had, a bunch more opportunities to shoot a floater. I was getting the ball in the teeth of the defense, and it's just kind of the shot they were giving me.
Draymond, you made a big shot in the final minutes. How much do you like it? What's going through? What's going through your mind?
A big shot. Just taking the shots that the defense gave me. I think, they came out sagging off me a lot, which allowed me to stand there and make plays and also, take some shots. Was able to get a couple layups in transition. And like I said, I got the ball within the teeth of the defense. Was able to get a couple floaters to go, and once you get some shots in close to go, kind of feel better stepping out and shooting.
David West played in his 1,000th game tonight. What does he bring to this team?
It's a lot of games, man. He brings a lot to this team. It's a common force for us. We go to him with the second unit. We kind of run our offense through him in that second unit. And as a playmaker out of the high post and the post, a guy who can go get us a bucket, brings a very physical force to us. A lot of knowledge and wisdom on and off the floor. Just like a big brother to a lot of us. A guy who we kind of all go question about the world, politics, gold, Bitcoin, you name it. Kind of the guy we all go to and just pick his brain. He's a very smart, intelligent guy. Someone we love having around.
Hey, Draymond. Obviously, with your tech count, it's kind of eerily similar last year. You went out, you had a text early on, but then you kind of curtailed it back as the season wore on. What goes into your mind when you're, getting to that threshold, and what goes into your mind when you're getting close to that as far as dealing with things?
I'm a pretty smart guy. I like to think. So just picking and choosing your spots. Kind of knowing what to do, what not to do, when to do it, how to do it. Just being a little wiser. That's about it.
Steve was saying that even when Steph may not be at his best, you look at his line and he's got 32 points and 9 assists or whatever it was. Does he amaze you with how he piles it up even on a night he may not shoot as brilliantly as some nights?
Definitely. That's why, he's a 2-time MVP in this league. That's why we have 2 championships. He's become the superstar that he has, even on a night where it wasn't quite his night. Like you said, you fill the stat sheet up like that and impact the game. And even if he didn't have 32 points and 9 assists, what he brings to our offense, and all the attention that he draws that, gets me open shots. They get, me and the teeth of the defense to make plays for other people. He creates a lot of mismatches on the floor for the defense, which allows a lot of us to, for the game to be easier for a lot of us. So, I think it still showed up in the stats tonight. But even if it doesn't, like his impact on the floor, pretty upsetting that he didn't hit the three when I threw out a wide open layup. But it's okay.
One follow-up on that. David West just was mentioning Steph's footwork, and maybe that's something that the rest of us don't always notice, but maybe that's a little underrated. How impressive is that?
It's very impressive, because he's fast with the ball, but he's not the fastest guy in the world, and he's pretty strong, but he's not the strongest guy in the world, but his footwork is so good that for what speed he may not have, it makes him way faster because of how good his footwork is. Probably faster than someone that may be faster than him like this. He's much faster because he kind of dances. Should go on Dancing with the Stars. Be dope.
Clay, that stretch late in the third quarter, Steph hit a big three, final minute there. They had come back and tied it midway through. How important was that to kind of go into the fourth with a little momentum again?
It was very important. We played phenomenal offense tonight. 33 assists, it's only 16 turnovers. I'll take that, especially when we're trying to make the right play. It was a big third quarter for us, and that team is a very well coached offensive team, and they can shoot the ball. So to get a 10-point, 12-point lead going before this is really important.
Clay David played in his 1,000th game tonight. In order to get to this stage of your career, do you have to sort of constantly reinvent yourself? What does that take for a guy to get this far?
Well, congratulations to D West. That's incredible. I don't know how many guys have played 1,000 games, but that's pretty awesome. Looks like his 100th game the way he's moving out there. But, he's a special veteran. Just leads by example. He's a very good player tonight. He gave us great minutes. And to get to that point, yeah, you do have to kind of redefine your role when you get older because you don't have the explosiveness that you did in your 20s, but take care of yourself with basketball first. We all want to play forever, but that's just not the case, at least to our late 30s.
Cool. It's like we missed a hell of a football game, huh? Damn NBA. Bad scheduling.
We saw in these last two games, Steph playing really well, but not from a percentage standpoint at least, the offense carrying it. But what changed tonight, do you think?
Nothing. Just shots went in. I thought last game against the Clippers we had lots of open shots that just didn't go, and that happens, and this is more like our team. Actually, I thought we got better shots last game than we did tonight, but Draymond made some big ones, and Clay and Steph had it going, and our bench came in, did a tremendous job. David West is playing like he's 25 years old, and Sean gave us a big lift as well. So it was just a good overall team effort. I thought it was an excellent game. I thought Denver played really well, and we had to play well to win the game.
Steve, you just touched on it. How much did the bench's performance tonight change the game for you guys? Not only did everybody contribute, but everybody was really efficient.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Young came in and hit shots, and Jordan gave us a good lift. And you go down the list. I thought Patrick McCaw's ball pressure in the second half was good. Helped our defense out quite a bit. So it's a huge part of our team when we generally, play a lot of people and try to keep our starters' minutes down as most we can. And our bench was a big factor tonight.
You obviously don't need 23 points out of Draymond every night, but his scoring numbers have been down this season. Do you need more of that aggression that he showed tonight? Really willing to shoot the three, shoot the floater, that kind of thing?
We only need whatever the game calls for from Draymond. There's games when he might take two shots and we're fine. some games call for more scoring. Tonight was one of those. I thought they did a good job of taking Steph and Clay away on a lot of screens, and that opened up Draymond. I told Steph and Draymond early in the game, it felt like 2015. He kept getting Draymond in the pocket on that pass because they were blitzing Steph. We haven't seen that in a while. Most people just switch on that and try to play straight up. So it was kind of fun to see that again. And Draymond hit a couple floaters, found a couple guys for long three-point shots, and he's great. You know, when he can play make in the paint like that and the floor spread, he's really good.
Coach, I guess going back on Draymond, you know, he does have 11 techs right now, but it seemed like last year he came out with a lot of techs and he kind of curtailed it down the stretch. What is the change in mindset when you get towards that threshold and you kind of have to, you want your aggressiveness, but you kind of have to?
Well, Draymond's smart. He knows exactly how many technicals he has. If you remember last year, he climbed all the way to 15 and then he stopped getting technicals. So there's a motivation there. You don't want to get fined. You don't want to get suspended. So I'll bet you the same thing happens.
What went through your mind when Stephen Curry walked in the locker room, and what did you see on that play?
I didn't even know he did. I never saw anything. So I just talked to Raymond. He said he was doing fine. So.
When Nick Young gets it going like that, how much does it just like energize and excite the other guys?
Yeah, Nick brings a joy to the game and to the team. He's just one of the most carefree guys I've ever seen. But he wears that joy on his face when he makes shots. You know, he just loves playing basketball, loves getting it going a little bit, and our whole team enjoys watching that process. So he's great. He's a really fun guy to have on the team, and he's playing really well for us.
Did you get a kick out of Draymond bypassing would look like a dunk and kicking it out to Steph, or would that not be quite the way to summarize your?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I got a kick out of it. No.
When they tied it midway through the third, I think it's 69, and then you guys were able to just go and extend. How key was that stretch right at the end of the third quarter? And
yeah, that was a big point of the game because they really took it to us to start the third and got right back in the game, and we were threatened and we were not playing that well. And that's when Steph got going. It was an interesting game for Steph. You know, for anybody else, you look at the box score and you go, man, 32 points and 9 assists. But I didn't think he played that well. But this is Steph Curry on a night when he's not maybe at his best. He's still dominating the game in parts, and he hit the big shots during that stretch that really kind of created the separation that we needed.
To follow up on that, what were some of the things that you saw Steph struggling with? I mean, relatively speaking.
Well, he had 6 turnovers tonight. You know, I'm fine with 3. 3 is a good number for Steph. He handles the ball a lot. He makes a lot of plays. So we're not expecting him to be mistake-free the whole game. But 6 is too many, and then he got beat on some backdoor cuts tonight. His defense was not as focused as it's been. So you know, he's been so brilliant since he's been back, and obviously, you know, top scorer in the game again tonight. But this was not as good of an effort from him, and he knows that. He'd be the first to tell you.
Coach, David West played his 1000th game tonight, and he's still, at this age, still being a contributor, playing at a high level. What does that say about what he's been able to do and what he's doing right now at this stage of his career?
Well, he takes great care of his body. You know, every day he's in the weight room, he's eating well, he's taking care of himself, and there's a reason he's playing at a high level. I mean, he knows how to play. He's very skilled, great passer, great shooter. And when you've been in the league this long and you've played 1,000 games, you've seen everything. So he knows what's happening out there.
Follow up real quick. He was, after you guys won the championship last year, he was kind of on the fence on if he was going to continue playing. Did you have were you talking to him during that time and trying to convince him to come back, or you let him give him the space?
No, we just said we really want you back, but you know, you do what's best for you and your family, and we're hoping he signs a 3-year extension this offseason. So. Thank you.
So, hey.
David, what does 1,000 games mean to you, and does it mean more when you're still playing at the level that you're playing and contributing on a winning championship team?
It's pretty good. I didn't realize it was that many. So I'm just thankful to be, still be, healthy and body's not aching and I'm not limping around this place. So I'll take it.
David, your head coach says you're playing like you're 25. I mean, is that a nice compliment?
Yeah.
And how do you do it?
Same old stuff. Got a good routine, good support staff. Really just it's a challenge every day. Just to make sure there's no bumps, bruises, things lingering around. But my mind is sharp and just trying to continue to figure out ways to be effective.
David, after you won a championship last season, you were obviously considering retiring. Can you talk us through that decision? What made you decide to come back?
I think the main thing was, just the fire was still there to compete. I felt a bit of ease. The pressure was kind of off. So, it was just about having a good repertoire with the guys, coaching staff. Very comfortable here. And again, my body wasn't aching. Not telling me not to do it. So, when I just thought about it, it's like, go in, keep yourself prepared. Just go rock out another year. I kind of get a kick out of, defending, figuring out ways to, like I said, be effective when I'm on the floor. Obviously we're trying to, defend the title, make another run at it, which would be unique for this group to try to go back to back. It's something difficult, very hard to do in the NBA. So all of that was sort of led up to the decision to just give it another shot.
Just a quick follow. Would you say you're having more fun now than you've ever had in your career?
Yeah, it's right up there. I'm relaxed every single game. I kind of know where things are going to come. Just continuing to try to find ways to be effective when I'm out there. If I still couldn't be effective, then I start have to make a decision. But right now, I'm just feeling good. Body feels pretty good. The group keep it so light. Steve keeps things very low pressure. This group knows how to sort of turn the knob when we need to get up to the level we have to do to win that particular game. I'm getting a kick out of that.
Along those lines, obviously 3-year commitment was a joke, but when you're thinking this offseason, how much of how good you've been this year, how much will you take that into account when deciding again?
I don't know. I'll just, I'll just got to get to the finish line, whatever point of the season that is. I don't really think about it on a daily basis. I just think about the next game, what I have to do. Start thinking about who's on the other team, figuring out a way to be effective. So I'm not really thinking about, the finish line yet. I'll think about it when we get there.
Hey David, at least from a number standpoint, the Dallas and the Clippers game, outside of Steph, it wasn't as efficient as usual. But what do you think changed tonight with Steph playing how he does and everyone else contributing to the most?
I don't know. I think we're. I said this a few weeks ago. I think we got our season legs under us. We're like the halfway mark, I think now. We got a good flow, good rhythm. Obviously we're not gonna win every single night, but the intent is to win every single night. Some guys, we're gonna have ups and downs as a group. You got a guy as talented as Steph. He is who he is. I think we the rest of us sort of, understand and expect him to do what he's gonna do, KD to do, Clay, those guys to do what they're gonna do. But the rest of us just try to fill in. Some nights, some of us are going, other nights, others aren't. We've got a next man up sort of groove where guys just plug themselves in. And, it might be Omi one night, might be Dre one night, Sean one night, Loon, JB one night. JaVale too. Just try to figure it out, as that game comes. And, we know those main guys are going to do what they do. It's up to the rest of us to fill in the holes, fill in the gaps, and carry our weight.
What was your initial reaction when you saw Steph leave the game to get his new look?
To do what?
When Steph had to leave to just get his new look.
And something that, again, we're not going to panic. He's a tough little dude, so I think if he was really hurt, he'd let everybody know. But he's tough.
David, Steve was just saying that even when Steph is not at his best, he's still pretty darn brilliant.
Yeah.
Is he are you in awe of him sometimes? When
Yeah,
he's able to do it?
you know, I think people get caught up in, you know, the flashy stuff, but, you know, his footwork is, you know, is incredible. I think that's the one thing that kind of gets lost in it. You know, if you're a basketball person, you understand that the footwork is sort of the foundation, and I don't think we've, you know, seen, you know, the type of footwork he has. He gets his feet set on every single shot. He's never out of range, and he carries the threat to score, you know, all over the floor. So it just makes it, you know, damn near impossible, you know, to contain him. You know, usually if he's off, it's because of the mistakes that he's making, not, you know, the effect that the other team is having on him. I mean, that's the type of talent and ability he has, you know.
David, since you've been here, you've been consistently playing the second and fourth quarters. Do you value that consistency? Have you liked having the same role night in, night out?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of guys. This team is, you know, extremely deep. And, you know, Steve figured that out last year, and it's worked for us. So we're just gonna stick with it. You know, I just try to make sure I'm warm when I hit the floor. Usually we're, you know, it's make or break for us sometimes. At the start of the second, start of the fourth. As our group goes, we just try to be stable. You know, if we have a lead, we try to maintain it or grow it. If we're down, we try to get back in the game. You know, give the guys who are going to close the game the right type of energy to come in and finish the job.